The workshop hummed with the familiar sound of plasma welders and hydraulic lifts as Connor wiped grease from his hands. 3 months had passed since he'd offered his spare room to Ariana and her daughter Kess, and the Zelthari woman had transformed his chaotic life into something resembling order. "Connor!" Ariana's voice called from the front office. "There's a delegation here to see you." He frowned, setting down his tools. Delegations meant trouble. Walking through the doorway, he found 5 Zelthari elders in traditional ceremonial robes standing in his modest repair shop. Their crystalline skin flickered with colors he'd learned to read, orange tinged with purple, anger mixed with shame. "Can I help you?" Connor asked, crossing his arms. The eldest stepped forward, his voice carrying the harmonic resonance typical of his species. "We seek the human who harbors Ariana Vel-Soth and her offspring." "You found him." Connor's jaw tightened. "What do you want?" "We come to correct an injustice," the elder said, his skin shifting to deep blue, sincerity. "When Ariana's mate abandoned her after discovering Kess's hybrid nature, our community failed her. We allowed fear and tradition to override compassion. We cast her out when she needed us most." Ariana emerged from the back room, little Kess clinging to her hand. The child's skin bore the telltale signs of her mixed heritage, patches of crystalline Zelthari texture alongside smooth, almost human skin. It was this difference that had doomed her mother's marriage and social standing. "You made your position clear at my wedding," Ariana said quietly, though her skin glowed defiant red. "When Tavek revealed Kess's father was human and demanded annulment, you supported him. You called me contaminated." The elder's skin darkened with shame. "We were wrong. But we have witnessed something in these months that has opened our eyes." Connor stepped protectively closer to Ariana. "And what's that?" "The human capacity for acceptance," another elder spoke up. "You took in a stranger and her child without hesitation. You asked nothing in return. You defended them against our prejudice and against station security who questioned their documentation. Word has spread throughout the Zelthari community, not just here on Gateway Station but across 3 systems. Young Zelthari are asking questions," the first elder continued. "They ask why a human showed more honor than their own people. They ask why we preach unity while practicing exclusion. You have shamed us humans simply by being decent." Connor shrugged. "I just did what anyone should do." "But most do not," the elder said. "That is the difference. That is what your species has taught us, that should and is can be the same thing if one has courage." Kess, who had been hiding behind her mother's legs, peeked out at the elders. At 3 years old, she barely understood the politics that had upended her life, but she recognized the people who had made her mother cry. "You made Mama sad," she said in her high, childish voice that combined both human and Zelthari vocal patterns. Connor makes her smile. The workshop fell silent. The elder's skin rippled through a spectrum of colors: shame, grief, determination. "We cannot undo what we have done," the eldest said, kneeling to be eye level with Kess. "But we can learn. We can change. We come to ask Ariana's forgiveness and to offer restitution. Your place in the community is restored. Your family's credits and property are returned. We have drafted new community laws that protect hybrids and mixed families." Ariana's skin flickered uncertainly between colors. Connor recognized her conflict. The desire to return to her people warred with the memory of their betrayal. "I don't know if I can trust you again," she whispered. "Then don't," Connor said, surprising everyone. "Not yet. Trust is earned, not given. They're offering you something, but you don't have to accept it on their timeline." The elders turned to him, their expressions unreadable. Then the eldest did something unprecedented. He bowed in the human fashion, a gesture of deep respect that no Zelthari elder had ever shown to another species. The human speaks wisdom. We do not ask for immediate forgiveness. We ask for the chance to prove we have learned. Whether you return to the Zelthari quarter or remain here, you will have our support. This we vow." "Why now?" Ariana challenged. "Why after 3 months?" "Because your daughter started attending the station's mixed-species school," another elder admitted. "She told her teacher about the human who reads her bedtime stories and teaches her to fix engines. She drew pictures of her family, you, her, and Connor. When asked where her father was, she said, 'Connor is better than a daddy. He stayed.'" The elder's voice broke slightly. "That drawing was shared across our networks. It showed us what we had become, a people who valued tradition over compassion, purity over love. Children see truth that adults obscure. Kess showed us we had lost our way." Connor felt a lump in his throat. He hadn't known about the drawing. He glanced at Ariana and saw tears crystallizing on her cheeks, a Zelthari response to strong emotion. "I need time," Ariana said finally. "I need to know this isn't performative, that you won't abandon the next family that doesn't fit your mold." "Understood," the elder said. "We have established a council specifically for hybrid families and intercultural support. We invite both you and Connor to sit on it, if you wish. Who better to guide us than those who have lived the consequences of our failures?" After the delegation left, Connor found Ariana standing in the workshop, staring at her hands. "You okay?" he asked. "You changed an entire culture," she said softly, "just by being kind." "I didn't do anything special." "That's exactly it, Connor. To you it wasn't special. It was just right. That's what humans do. You see something wrong and you fix it, not because it benefits you, but because it needs fixing." She turned to him, her skin glowing warm gold. "Affection. You fixed more than my ship when I came here. You fixed my faith in people." "Hey," he said gently, "you're people too. You're the one who stayed strong for Kess. You're the one who kept going after everything fell apart. Because you gave me a place to land." Kess ran in from the office, waving a drawing. "Connor, I made you a picture. It's us as a spaceship crew." He picked her up, examining the crayon rendering of 3 figures in a spacecraft. "That's amazing, kiddo. Am I the captain?" "No, Mama is captain. You're the engineer who fixes everything." She paused, then hugged his neck. "You fix everything, Connor." Over her head, Connor met Ariana's eyes. Maybe he hadn't changed a culture single-handedly. Maybe he'd just reminded them what they already knew but had forgotten. That family wasn't about biology or tradition. It was about who showed up, who stayed, who loved without conditions. And sometimes, that was enough to change the world. The end.